Hello! Kumusta po mga kamatinik? Welcome to another episode. We are now on third quarter week number 6. And today's episode, we will be having the lesson all about time. But before that, I will present first the answer key from the previous episode natin para sa ating third quarter week number 5. Please check now your answers. Here is the Math Try Nga Quarter 3 Week number 5 answer key. For number 1, the rule is minus 3. So the answer is 30. Number 2, rule is multiply by 3. So the answer is 162. Number 3, multiply by 3 plus 2, so we have 125. For number 4, n is equal to 9. And for number 5, n is equal to 20. Ayan, congratulations po to those who got a perfect score, and later, I will announce kung sino ang ating top 5 na mabilis na sumagot at nakakuha ng ating perfect score. At sila ang tatawaging Mathinics of the Week. Abangan natin yan maya-maya lang. Kung gusto nyo ring maging Mathinic of the Week, sagutin nyo lamang ang ating Math Try Nga. Pero syempre, dapat tumutok muna para makuha nyo ang tamang sagot maya-maya. Kaya't makinig, manood, at matuto kay Maestro Olaso. Ops! Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell para updated kayo sa mga bago kong video. Like, share, and don't skip the ads! Maging happy lang tayo mga kabatinik. Simulan na natin ang ating aralin. Today, I'll be discussing with you 3 topics. But, let's start with our first lesson about measuring time using a 12-hour and a 24-hour clock. Ayan. We are so familiar na with the 12-hour clock system since this is the usual format that we are using. Diba? Meron tayong AM at saka PM. AM stands for anti-meridian, means this time is after, 12 midnight and before 12 noon. Yun ang ibig sabihin ng AM, anti-meridian. Yung PM naman means post-meridian, means this time is after 12 noon and before naman the 12 midnight. So it refers from 12:01 p.m. up to 11:59 p.m. Yung AM naman, starting with 12:01 a.m. up to 11:59 a.m. Ayan. In 24-hour clock system, time is written as the number hours that have passed since midnight. Ibig sabihin kung ano na yung mga number from 0 to 24, ayan po yung ginagamit natin sa 24-hour system. It is written in 4 digits. Ayan. It is often called as the military clock since soldiers are the ones who mostly use it. Sila yung gumagamit. Also, if you are going to somewhere through an airplane, di ba? Nakikita natin yan. It is also used as time of departure and arrival. So, you will notice that in your plane ticket. Yan, makikita nyo yung 24-hour format. It does not require AM and PM to be written. So, after the time, usually, ang nilalagay lang natin doon ay letter H, which means hour. So, it starts with 0000, which is, we call that the 12 midnight, and then back to 000 going to 2359 hours. Yung ibig sabihin yun yung 11:59 sa ating 12-hour format. Instead of AM and PM, ang nilalagay natin ay letter H or lagyan natin ng hours. It plays at the end to indicate the use of the 24-hour clock format. So, yun ang pagkakaiba nila. Yung 12-hour ay gumagamit ng AM, PM. Si 24-hour naman ay gumagamit ng letter H or hours. Okay? So, para mas lalo pa nating maintindihan, let us discuss further. Here is the table shows the correspondence between the 12-hour clock and the 24-hour clock system. So please remember this so that it would be easy to convert these two clock systems, no? So we have the 12-hour clock and we have the 24-hour clock. So let's start with the first one. We have 12 o'clock AM, which means it is also the 12 midnight. It is equivalent to 24-hour clock system, which is 0 hour. Okay? Then, 12:01 AM up to 11:59 AM, it is equivalent to 0001 hours up to 1159 hours. Ayan ang pagkakaiba nila, no? Yung 12 PM naman, or ito yung tinatawag nating 12 noon, ang katumbas niyan sa 24-hour clock system is 1200 hours. Letter H, no? Then starting from 12:01 PM up to 12:59 PM, ang katumbas naman yan ay 1201 hours up to 1259 hours. And starting from 1 PM, 1 o'clock PM up to 11:59 PM, ayan na yung medyo nagbago. Yan ay nagsisimula na sa 24-hour clock as 1300 hours up to 2359 hours. Ayan. To give you more ideas on how to convert 12-hour clock format to 24-hour clock format and vice versa, let's proceed now to the next slide. Ayan. So we will start on how to convert 12-hour clock time to 24-hour clock time. So ayan, watch and learn mga kamatinik dahil mamaya ay gagamitin natin ito sa mga susunod na lesson. So let's start with the first one. Starting from 12 o'clock AM, yan yung midnight, di ba? Yan yung madaling araw natin. To 12:59 AM ng madaling araw, ang gagawin lang natin yan, to convert that into 24-hour clock time, you have to subtract lang 12 hours from the given time and put letter H as hours. Okay, start for example number 1, we have 12:45 AM. So let us subtract 12 hours. So we have 0045 hours. So yun ang katumbas. Ibig sabihin, 12:45 AM is equal to 0045 hours sa ating 24-hour clock time. Another example, 12 AM, ito na yung midnight, 12 midnight, subtract lang natin yung 12 hours, so it's equal to 0000 hours or 0 hour. Ayan, yun yung 12 midnight. Okay, so alam na. Next, pagkatapos ng 12:59 AM, yung 1 AM naman up to 12:59 PM, ayan, ano lang ang gagawin dyan? It is written as it is in 24-hour format. Ibig sabihin daw, kung ano na yung pagkasulat niyan, papalitan lang natin, tatanggalin lang natin yung AM at saka PM, ilalagay lang natin yung letter H. For example, we have 4 AM. Ano ang katumbas niyan sa 24-hour clock time? Same lang. It's equivalent to 400 hours. Ayan. Papalitan mo lang, no? Tatanggalin mo yung AM, papalitan mo ng H. Another example, 12:25 PM. Kaparehas lang yan sa 1225 hours. Ayan. Next. Kapag nagsimula na, ito na yung medyo pagbabago, 1 o'clock PM to 11:59 PM, ano ang gagawin mo? You just add 12 hours from the given time and put letter H lang. For example, 5 o'clock PM, ano yan sa 24-hour clock time? I-add mo lang, plus 12 hours is equal to 1,700 hours. O, tandaan yung pagbasa ha, 1,700 hours. Let's try example number 2. Okay, 9:45 p.m. ng gabi. Pag i-convert natin sa 24-hour clock plus 12 lamang, so we have 2,145 hours. Again, 2,145 hours. So yan ang conversion ng mga 12-hour clock time to 24-hour clock time. So meron pa tayo. Vice versa, kabaliktaran. Paano kung ang given ay 24-hour clock time, i-convert natin sa 12-hour clock time. Simple lamang mga kamatinik. Let's try. It's an opposite lang. So, simula tayo sa 24-hour clock sa 0 hour up to 00:59 hours. Ayan, ano lang gagawin natin dyan? We will just add 12 hours from the given time and write it in AM. For example, 00:15 hours, dadagdagan mo lang yan ng plus 12, so is equal to 12:15 AM. Ibig sabihin yan, 00:15 hours is equal to 12:15 AM, madaling araw. Another example, 00:50 hours. Plus 12 mo lang, so it means 12:50 AM. Ayan. Now, ano naman ang ibig sabihin starting from 100 hours up to 1,159 hours? Ano lang gagawin mo dyan? It is written as it is in AM. Ito yung mga katumbas ng AM. Example number 1, 225 hours. Just write as it is. So it's equal to 2:25 AM. Example number 2, 1,115 hours. Just copy and put AM. So it's equal to 11:15 AM. So lahat yan as it is. From 100 hours to 1,159 hours. Number 3, starting from 1,200 hours to 1,259 hours, anong gagawin? It is written also as it is, pero dapat sa PM ito. Ito yung mga kapareha sa PM. For example, 1,205 hours. So it's equal to, just copy as it is and put PM. So it's equivalent to 12:05 PM. Example number 2, 1,255 hours is equal to 12:55 PM. Okay, next. Starting naman from 1,300 hours to 2,359 hours, you will subtract 12 from the given time and write it in PM. Ayan, example. 1,545 hours minus 12 is equal to 3:45 PM. Example number 2, 2,130 hours, just subtract 1,200 hours is equal to 9:30 PM. So, ganun lamang po ang conversion natin, no? Take note of the brackets kung ano-ano yung mga dapat na tandaan. Ayan, ang ating conversion. Again, please don't forget the conversion because we will be using that to the next lesson. So, let's go! Our lesson number 2 is all about calculating time in the different world time zones in relation to our country, the Philippines. Alright. Now, when we say time zone, it refers to any of 24 regions loosely divided by longitude where the same standard time is kept. So, meron tayong tinatawag na UTC, which means the world's time standard. Meron tayong standard time na sinusunod. It means the local time in a time zone is defined by its offset from coordinated universal time. Yun ang ibig sabihin ng UTC, no? Huwag kayong mali dito, no? Coordinated universal time. Iba yung abbreviation niya. This is the world's time standard na tinatawag. UTC is not a time zone. Magkaiba rin yun. Yung time zone, yung pagkakahati-hati, then naka-assign yung UTC, depende. It was formerly called as GMT. Yung UTC, tinawag dati na GMT. Ano yung GMT? Greenwich Mean Time, which means it is the clock time at the prime meridian or a 0-degree longitude in Greenwich, England. Ayan. Kaya galing dun sa lugar. Kaya siya tinawag na Greenwich Mean Time. Here, the word mean, ibig sabihin ng mean, it means average. Okay? It refers to the fact that noon, GMT, is the moment on average each year with the sun is at its highest point in the sky at the Greenwich Meridian. Ayan. Yun, ano bang ibig sabihin ng UTC? A country in the UTC positive 5 time zone is 5 hours ahead of UTC. Ibig sabihin advance. In the UTC negative 5 time zone, clocks are 5 hours behind UTC. Ibig sabihin late sila ng 5 hours. Okay. So let us more elaborate that using the world time zones map. Ayan. Ito yung ating world time zones. Okay? Every place has its own time zones and the UTC or GMT, yan po yung ating nasa sa baba. Ito yung mga UTC at saka GMT. Since we are here in the Philippines, please remember, ito po, tatandaan nyo lagi, baka matanong kayo, that we belong to a, ayan, positive 8 po ang ating UTC or GMT ha. Pakitandaan nyo. Again, ang ating bansa ay may UTC or GMT na positive 8. Ngayon, tingnan ninyo. From positive 7 up to negative 12. Ayan po, tingnan nyo po yan, yung mga bansang yan. From positive 7 up to negative 12. These are the countries that behind our UTC or GMT, which means we are ahead of them. Ibig sabihin, mas advanced tayo sa kanila. Lahat yan from positive 7 up to negative 12. While, simula naman sa positive 9 up to positive 12, these are the countries that ahead to us, which means we are behind of them. Kumbaga, mas advanced ang oras nila kaysa sa atin. So, konti lang naman yan. Pero, mostly, we are advanced among other the countries in the world. Ayan. So, but, there are also other countries na kapareho natin. Siyempre, yung katapat natin dyan sa UTC positive A, ayan yung mga katapat natin, kapareho natin sa positive 8, yung China, Hong Kong, Macau, Mongolia, Taiwan, Brunei, Indonesia, Malaysia, Singapore, at there are some part din na nakuha natin, some part of the Australia and Russia. May mga iilan doon ay positive 8 din ang kanilang UTC. So let's try an example on how to calculate time in other countries relating to our time here in the Philippines. So for example, here in Sydney, Australia, ayan, ang kanilang UTC ay positive 10. And of course, since ang ating UTC naman ay positive 8, so first thing to consider is to get the time difference. Ano bang pagkakaiba ng oras natin? Isusubtract lang natin yan. 10 minus 8 is equal to 2. Ibig sabihin, the time difference is 2 hours. So, sino ang mas advanced? Siyempre, kung sino yung mas malaki, positive 10, yun yung mas advanced. So, Sydney, Australia is advanced sa atin ng 2 oras. For example, the time there in Sydney, Australia is the day and time, Tuesday, 9 o'clock a.m. That means, here in the Philippines, dahil advance sila ng 2 hours, magbabak tayo ng 2 oras. So, it means here in the Philippines is only 7 o'clock a.m. Same day, Tuesday. So, ganun pagko-compare ng ating UTC. Okay? Let's have another example para mas lalo pang matutunan. This time, let us relate now the day and time to Vietnam. Ayan yung UTC niya, no? Ayan. So, here in the Philippines, we have positive 8. Pakitandaan yan, hindi nagbabago. So, we have Vietnam, positive 7. So let us consider the time difference. So we have 8 minus 7. So the time difference is 1 hour. So sinong mas advanced? Sino mas mataas? Siyempre tayo. For example, here in our country is Wednesday, 3 o'clock p.m. So dahil advance tayo ng 1 hour, we will backward para makuha natin yung time natin sa Vietnam. So backward ka ng 1 hour. So we have also Wednesday pero 2 o'clock p.m. pa lang sa Vietnam. Ayan po ang ating relation ng UTC sa ibang countries. Alright, now let's have another one. Let us relate now the time here in the Philippines and in New York. Layuan natin kasi ang New York ay may UTC na negative 5. Ito yan, oh, sa part dito. Okay, so ano lang gagawin? We will just subtract positive 8 minus negative 5. So kapag ganyan, sinusubtract natin magkaiba, positive, negative, i-add mo lang yan. So that means the time difference is 13 hours. Ayan ang pagitan. For example, here in our country, Friday, 3 p.m. 3 o'clock p.m. So paano natin yan kukunin? Right? So we will just subtract 3 p.m. minus 1300 hours kasi yun yung time difference. Yun ang pagitan. So since 3 p.m., 3 minus 13, we cannot subtract. So we will convert it to 24-hour format. So 3 o'clock p.m. is equal to 1500 hours. Minus 13, so we have now 200 hours. Okay, or that means, ayan, 13 ang pagitan natin. Ano? So parang, ito lang ang logic niyan. So malapit sa 12 hours interval. Alam niyo ba ibig sabihin ng 12 hours? Para siyang kalahating araw natin. So, ganun lamang yan. Halimbawa, kung hapon tayo dito, ang pagitan ng 12 hours is umaga sa kanila. Yan ang pagitan, no? Pero kapag umaga tayo dito, syempre, gabi o hapon sa kanila, pero babalik tayo ng isang araw. So, ganun po ang pagitan ng kalahating araw or 12 hours. Since 13 hours dito at Friday 3 p.m., so babalik tayo ng 13 hours. So, ibig sabihin yan, sa New York ay Friday din pero 2 o'clock a.m. 2 o'clock ng madaling araw pa lang sa kanila. So, ganun lang kasimple, no? So, para mabilis, kapag umabot na ng 12 hours pataas, masyado nang malaki yon. Just get the logic out of it. Parang kalahating araw lang ang pagitan natin yan. Okay. Now, let's have another or last example para mas lalong maintindihan. This time, let us relate the time here in the Philippines again to Alberta, Canada na mayroong UTC of negative 7. So, ano lang ulit gagawin? Let us subtract to find the time difference. Positive 8 minus negative 7. Magkaiba yung kanilang sign. So, anong gagawin mo? Add mo lang. So, time difference is 15 hours. So, medyo malaki-laki na naman ito, no? Lagpas pa sa kalahating araw. So, we will just get, for example, in the Philippines, eto na, Saturday ng 9 o'clock a.m. So, kung gusto mong i-compute, i-calculate, we have 9 o'clock a.m. minus 1500 hours. So, hindi pwede, convert natin yan. Since a.m., pwede natin muna i-convert sa 24-hour, kahit a.m. siya, para ma-subtract lang natin. So, 9 o'clock, equivalent to 2100 hours, minus 1500. So, we have 21 minus 15 is equal to 6. So, ano yan? Is it AM or PM? Ayan, binigyan ko na kayo ng clue kanina, di ba? So, more than kalahating araw yan. So, 15 hours. So, umaga ng Sabado tayo. So, aatras tayo ng 15 hours. So, ayan. Yes. Ibig sabihin yan sa Alberta, Canada is Friday ng 6 p.m. Now, if you want to make sure, you can manually turn the clock 15 hours in a counterclockwise movement. So, gusto nyo, ibalik nyo yung orasan ninyo ng 15 hours para makompute nyo at ma-check nyo kung tama. Ayan, hopefully ay naintindihan kung paano tayo mag-compute ng time difference natin para aware din tayo, especially kung may mga kamag-anak kayo sa ibang bansa, para alam nyo na rin kung Anong oras na ba sa kanila? Gising pa ba sila doon? O baka naman gabing-gabi na at natutulog na sila at tinatawagan nyo pa. So, at least we are aware kung ano ng oras sa kanila. Kaya importante na malaman natin yung mga UTC at mga GMT ng iba't ibang countries. Alright, so we are now down to the last lesson. Ayan, and our third lesson is all about now solving problems involving time. So, ayan. But of course, let us first go back on how to compute the elapsed time or the time interval. Okay? When we say elapsed time, it is the amount of time that passes from the beginning of an event to the end of the event. So, simula at sa katapusan. So, parang kinukuha natin yung interval, yung agwat ba ng pagitan ng oras. So, let's try the first one. What is the elapsed time from 7 o'clock a.m. to 10 o'clock a.m.? Ayan. The formula lang to compute is end time minus start time. So, kung anong oras natapos, isusubtract mo lang yan sa oras ng simula. So, natapos siya ng 10 a.m. minus nagsimula siya ng 7 a.m. Pag sinubtract natin yan is equal to 3. So, that means the elapsed time is 3 hours. Ayan. Next. Next, what is the elapsed time from 10:30 a.m. to 12 p.m.? Again, by following the formula end time minus start time. So, natapos ng 12 o'clock p.m. minus 10:30 a.m. So, ano ang napapansin nyo? So, in this case, since 12 o'clock cannot be subtracted directly because of its minutes mababa, we will regroup by deducting 1 hour from 12-hour part. So, we will convert, babawasan natin yung 12 ng isang oras, i-convert natin yan sa minutes. So, alam natin, 1 hour is equal to 60 minutes. So, let's convert that. So, pag tinanggalan mo siya ng isang oras, so magiging 11 na lang. Tapos, yung oras ay magiging minutes. So, we have 11:60 p.m. minus 10:30. So, pwede na tayong mag-subtract. So, 0, 3, 1. So, that means the elapsed time from 10:30 a.m. to 12 p.m. is equal to 1 hour and 30 minutes. Again, if you want to use manually, walang problema. So, I'm just teaching you how to get it using a formula and regrouping method para mas madali at mabilis niyong makuha. Okay? And let's try the third one. What is the elapsed time from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m.? Again, end time minus start time. So, we have 4 o'clock p.m. minus 11 o'clock a.m. Since it cannot be subtracted again, so anong ginawa natin dyan? Convert natin yung ating 4 o'clock to 24-hour format, which is equal to 1,600 hours. So we can now subtract to 11. So 16 minus 11, obviously it's 5. Therefore, the elapsed time from 11 a.m. to 4 o'clock p.m. is 5 hours. Now, since you know already how to compute the elapsed time, we will go now to solve a problem. Let's try this one. Ayan. Monica started her homework at 8:20 p.m. She finished it at 9:05 p.m. How long did she take to do her homework? Ayan ang ating problem. Again, let's follow the 4 steps in solving problem. First, what is the problem asked for? Let us understand first the problem, no? So what is the problem asked for? Ano bang tinatanong? Yes, the problem asks for is the elapsed time that Monica took to do her homework. Okay, now, we have the given 8:20 p.m. Let's talk about the start time. We have 9:05 p.m. It's end time. Since we know already want to look for and the given numbers, let's plan. Let's have a plan by getting the elapsed time with the formula end time minus start time. So we have a mathematical equation, 9:05 p.m. minus 8:20 p.m. equals n. Okay, to execute the plan, let us solve the problem by subtracting 9:05 p.m. minus 8:20 p.m. Okay. So, what did you notice? Yes, hindi pwede na naman, mababa na naman yung minutes. So, we will regroup the minutes by getting 1 hour to 9 o'clock, convert to minutes, so 60 plus 5. So, we have now 8:65 p.m. minus 8:20 p.m. So, it is equal to 45 minutes. So, it means we have the elapsed time of 45 minutes. Okay. Now, to complete the parts of solving problem, let's check and look back. Okay, paano ba natin? So, we can use addition, no? We can add the start time plus yung nakuha nating 45 minutes as the elapsed time. So, we have 8:20 plus of 00:45. So, we have 8:65 p.m. So, wala naman tayong oras na 8:65, no? So, 65, sumobra na tayo sa isang oras. Iladagdag natin yung 60 doon sa 8, magiging 9, matitira na yung 5. So, we have 9:05 p.m. which means yan yung ating end time. So, bumalik tayo. So, it means that our answer is correct. Monica took 45 minutes to do her homework. Ayan ang ating final answer. All right. Ayan, I think we are done with the 3 topics for this episode. This time, to test if you really learn in our lessons for week number 6, get ready and say, Math try nga! Alright, calling all grade 5 learners, please type or comment your answers in the comment section of this episode. Just type your complete name, the name and location of your school, and your answer. Again, there are only 5 items to answer. You can pause the question if you want to read and understand it over and over again. Are you ready? Let's do Math Try Nga! Alright, for number 1, the company cafeteria is open from 11:15 a.m. to 5 p.m. What time in 24-hour format does the cafeteria close? A. 1600 hours. B. 1700 hours. C. 1800 hours. D. 1900 hours. Number 2. My report was ready 3 hours before the meeting. The meeting was at 4 o'clock p.m. When was the report ready in 12-hour format? A. 11 o'clock a.m. B. 12 o'clock a.m. C. 1 o'clock p.m. D. 2 o'clock p.m. Number 3. If it is 8 o'clock a.m. in Doha, Qatar, what would be the time in Manila, Philippines? We have hint, Doha, Qatar with a UTC positive 3 hours, while Manila, Philippines, of course, our UTC is positive 8 hours. Is it A. 4 o'clock p.m. B. 3 o'clock p.m. C. 2 o'clock p.m. D. 1 o'clock p.m. Number 4. What time is it in Manila, Philippines if the time in Tokyo, Japan is 9 o'clock a.m.? We have the hint, Manila, Philippines has the UTC positive 8 hours, while Tokyo, Japan with a UTC positive 9 hours. Is it A. 6 o'clock a.m., B. 7 o'clock a.m., C. 8 o'clock a.m., or D. 9 o'clock a.m.? And for number 5, Jenica slept at 10:40 p.m. and woke up at 6 o'clock a.m. How long did she sleep? A. 7 hours and 20 minutes. B. 8 hours and 20 minutes. C. 6 hours and 20 minutes. D. 7 hours and 40 minutes. Alright! So I think you have now your answer. Kindly comment it now and abangan baka kayo ang ating maging Mathinic of the Week sa ating susunod na episode. And eto na, before we finally end, I would like to present to you our Mathinics of the Week! Ang ating kauna-unang nakapagsagot at naka-perfect ay mula sa Moises Salvador Elementary School, Sampaloc, Manila. Congratulations to Arnel B. Gonzaga Jr. Ayan, suki na natin to si Arnel, ano? Our second Mathonic ay walang iba mula naman sa Pembo Elementary School, Makati City, ang aming kapitbahay lamang. Congratulations, Hannah Lindsay D. Buktuan from Section Manila. Congratulations! And our third Mathonic of the week ay walang iba. Ayan, from Pembo Elementary School again, Makati City. Suki na rin natin, Prince William C. Perez. Congratulations! Ayan, yung ating susunod na Mathonic of the week. Another suki natin from Taguig Integrated School, Santa Ana, Taguig City. Section Saturn. Congratulations, Vandolph Devin G. Onza! And our last Mathonic of the week ay mula naman sa General Pio del Pilar Elementary School, Maine, mula ulit sa Makati City. Congratulations to Seth Jadon I. Dagyo! Ayan! Congratulations po sa inyong lahat at maraming salamat po. Keep up your good attitude. Remember that the best way to learn is to apply what you have learned. And if you get a mistake, do not worry. That is another way of learning. Again, shout out po sa inyong lahat na sumusuporta at nag-aabang ng aking mga episode. Thank you very much po mga kaguro, mga magulang, at mga mag-aaral mula Luzon hanggang sa Mindanao. God bless po. And that concludes our episode for third quarter, week number 6. Again, maraming salamat po. See you in the next episode. Happy learning!